That's a gutsy win by a really good football team, ours. It was tough. It was gritty. Tested our character, and I thought they passed the test. So you got to give it a lot of credit to Nebraska. I think Mickey has done an outstanding job. I mean, that's a really tough situation to take over, and they play incredibly hard. As I told you before, they have athletes everywhere. Every position, they're big, they're fast, they're strong, they're long, they're tough. That's Nebraska football, and they're out there. And we had a grit, grind, fight, scratch, claw, and especially when a lot of things weren't going our way. And I'm just really proud of the resolve of our team, the courage of our team, and the heart of our team, and I think it showed. We didn't play our best football in the first half. We responded in the second half, and just really proud of them right now. That's a huge win for us. They're all big, but just really proud of how we went 1-0 today, because that tells a lot about our team. Hi, Doug. I only see you once a year, usually. How about that?
What changed?
Well, in the first half, I thought Nebraska controlled the game. They controlled the line of scrimmages. I thought they controlled the run game. I thought that, here's the one thing that's really hard, Doug, is that when you have to prepare for three quarterbacks, Joe Rossi made this statement up in the press box, and now this will make sense to you. We might as well just throw our game plan out the window right now. Just because of what we prepared for and what was on film, not necessarily was exactly what we saw based on who they had on the field. That's a credit to Whipple and what he was able to do. But I think Joe Rossi's so good at making adjustments, and we were able to, after those first three possessions, settle down. We tackled better, we rallied better, swarmed to the ball better, and we were confident again. And, it basically created a whole new game plan and really just kind of go back to some basics. The offensive side, we just couldn't get our traction. Nebraska did a really good job stopping the run early, especially the outside zone, did a tremendous job of creating penetration and couldn't get the outside going as much as we wanted to, but the inside zone was there. And then we lacked explosive plays. We had two shots down the field to be able to hit explosive plays. We dropped them, which was unfortunate for us, but then we were able to rebound with that in the second half. Number one concern for us is Tanner being okay, and I think Ethan will tell you the same thing. But I was really proud of Ethan stepping in there. I said this back at Penn State. The whiteout wasn't going to be too big for him, and neither was Lincoln, Nebraska. That doesn't rattle him, with all due respect. He's not rattled by those things. And he came in, halftime, made the adjustment, and I thought he played outstanding. And he led our football team to victory, led us to 20 second-half points. So just really proud of our team. It needed everybody, offense, defense, and special teams. Made some huge field goals. Dragan Kesich, don't ever take that for granted, the way he can kick that ball out of bounds and eliminate the kick returner, who is very explosive here at Nebraska. So, but they kept fighting the entire time. It wasn't like we didn't play hard in the first half, played harder in the second. They played hard the entire game, but I loved the resolve for 60 minutes.
PJ, it's the first double-digit comeback in your time in Minnesota. It's the first program in 8 years. What was needed at halftime? You talked about the adjustments in the second quarter, but what was needed at halftime?
It was just more of a reset. It was really truly defensively get in there and redo everything. On offense, it was like, okay, here's how we're being played. We're going to have to take advantage of down the field plays. I think we still only had around four possessions in the first half, right? And games are going by so much quicker. And for us, I think that's what we had, 4 or 5 possessions. And, 1 to 3 and out to start with. Brevin drops the ball on the second one. We punt on the third one. We have a 4th and 1 and have to punt, and then there's the end of the half. But I thought that they knew what they had to accomplish. They knew that wasn't our best half of football. That's what's great about this team. That's why they're fun to coach. They're the most connected team. That's why. Because you don't have to tell them the obvious. They get it. And they all came in there and knew what we had to do in the second half. There was no they were completely poised. There was no worry. They just came in there and knew what we had to do on the first drive of the second half. We had to get points in the first drive. That was critical. And we went down there and got 3, which was huge. And we had guys getting hurt all game. I mean, Daniel was out for a while. Strigow was out for a while. Tanner was out. Brevin was out for a little while. I mean, Mariano was down for a little while. I mean, Michael Brown-Stevens was out for a little while. So had to have a lot of key guys step up. I thought Dalen Wright had made some huge plays for us.
You turned a program around, righted a ship, got things going in the right direction consistently. What does Nebraska need to do as a view from the other side, having won 4 in a row against them?
Yeah, I don't think I'm at liberty to speak about what Nebraska should do. I do know this. I have an outstanding staff. I have outstanding people. Behind every head coach is even better people. And players, coaches, support staff, trainers, operations, recruiting, development. And we're all not the same, right? And it's all not just equal, but it's all fair. And everybody believes in something that's bigger than ourselves. And I've said from the day one for us is that I hope you're a better person than you are a player, period. Because I do believe that to become an elite team, you have to do unrequired work. And what you have to do has to be what you want to do and you dream of doing, even the hard things. And for us, like, that's what makes, working for Mark Coyle and Joan Gable just so much fun, is because I think we're all in line in the values of what we want. Listen, we've set bars pretty high. We've got people disappointed when we score 31 points and win 31-0. And I told Andy and the guys, I said, we made it. I mean, we won 31-0. All I did last week was answer questions about why we didn't do X, Y, and Z. So, but we take what we have for granted at times. Winning's really hard. And maybe to help with your answer, just winning's really hard. I know this program, Nebraska, has won a lot, more than most ever. And I'm sure they'll get back to that very shortly, and I'm sure that's what Trev's vision is.
PJ, can you walk us through the decision to not go for it on 4th?
Which decision? The decision to punt, then go for it, then punt, and then go for it, and then punt again? Oh, my goodness. Well, I was ready to punt. Okay? All signs say punt. And then there's a guy about this tall, comes off the field, said, "We're going for it. I got it." And that's Mohammed Ibrahim. So then we're going for it. Because I was like, how am I not going to listen to Mo? And as we're on the headset, there are 2 plays we want to call. And we got half our staff that likes one, half the staff that likes the other, right? And they just keep going back and forth. And they're talking about why it is. Well, I don't get my timeout back. I thought I was going to get my timeout back. I don't get my timeout back because I called it. It went all the way down right before I called the timeout. So I thought I was going to have a timeout, maybe even think about it. Well, because we didn't have a decisive decision at some point, I didn't say, hey, you got 10 seconds to tell me. I just have to make that call at some point. And at that point, listening to both, there wasn't something that was, besides Mohammed Ibrahim, there wasn't, and John Michael Schmitz, who like death stared me, there wasn't one call that everyone was like, this is it. And if it was this is it, plus Mo, let's go. However, 90 yards is a lot harder to get in 2 minutes with no timeouts than 46 yards or whatever it was going to be. So, listen, it worked out. I've made calls that haven't worked out. So, one looks smart, the other ones look stupid. I get it.
Is it another concussion for Tanner?
It's an upper body injury. So, I'll get all that diagnosis. I'll give you all that information once we have it.
What did you like about Ethan? I think you guys got him out of the pocket a little bit, used his legs a little bit.
Well, he's so darn athletic. He pulls it and he's out the gate, right? And he's long and he can extend the rides. He's got a huge arm. He's really intelligent. He's fun. Like, he's got this presence about him that it just livens up people around him too. It's very similar to what Tanner does. But he's incredibly confident. And I thought he played really well. We did things that fit him in the second half a little bit more, and I think that's what kind of turned things a little bit for us, because we were able to do some things with Ethan that played to his strengths.
What did they do defensively to take more out of you?
Overload the offensive line, get into like an overload front, a lot of odd front. When we were in our 4-down, we were okay. It was when they got to some odd stuff, some overload stuff, blitzing singles, hitting some gaps. And they're long. You see how big they are? They're long, they're strong, they're tough. They're getting pushed back on us. The outside zone, we just couldn't get it cut off. And if we did get it cut off, they did a great job with the support of the safety, playing man coverage, got another hat in the box. But I thought we were able to hurt them in the second half with some passes off of that.
Any more questions for Coach? Paige, next time we see you, Nebraska doesn't play these Thursday night games. You guys have started the season that way. What's it going to be like? Why do you guys like it? I don't think here at Nebraska they like it so much. You'll start the season next year.
Oh, we're talking next year, Doug? Doug, man, I'm worried about media day with you. That's the next time I'll see you, right? It's media day, even before that game, right? I look forward to sitting down with you guys. Listen, when you kind of make your calendar, right, you go based on when you play, and then you just go backwards. So whether you're playing Thursday, Friday, Saturday, wherever they tell us to play, we'll play. I'm a Maction guy, right? I was a player during Maction when it was being created in Northern Illinois, and then I've coached in the MAC. I'll play on Mondays, Tuesdays, Wednesdays, Thursdays, 9 Eastern, 9:30 Eastern, 6 o'clock Central. It doesn't matter. So we've got schedules for everything, Doug. Appreciate it. Roll the boat, Sky Go Gophers. Thanks, everybody.